Hi, Devin. Okay, so let's talk about variations and attributes. So it seems to be, from what I'm seeing, you can definitely have many more variations than that. So on this particular product, I've set it with 300 variations and it's working on the front end and on the back end. So we can definitely have more variations. However, I have a feeling I'm missing something you might be doing. So if I am, write me back and let me know, and I'll do it your way too. I did notice one hiccup that I wanted to walk you through, and then also one thing that I just think would be handy for you to know. I'm not sure if I told anybody about it yet or not. So in this case, I'm working on a t-shirt for Rachel, which is one of the test products we already had, right? And previously, when I just came in here today to start working on it, the only color we had was ash. That was one of the options. So I edited it to add more colors. And then we had color and embroidery before, but we didn't have a size attribute. So I also added all of the sizes that were listed. And by the way, so the vocabulary that WooCommerce uses, variations are an individual variant, I guess, is one item with its respective attributes. So basically, variations are like these items here. So this particular t-shirt option that is in blue with no embroidery and is a 12 medium is one variation. This one that's in blue with no embroidery and is an 18 medium is another variation. The entire category of color is an attribute. Okay. The entire category of embroidery is an attribute and size is an attribute. Variations are the combo used like this. Okay. So hopefully that made sense. I'm not exactly sure. But basically, when I added the new attribute for size and then added a bunch of different sizes in, that obviously added a ton more variations. So it took forever to load, obviously, because it has to update the database like with a ton of new options. But we now have 300 different variations listed. So 12 pages of 25. One thing I noticed is that when I first did this and I saved the size, right? So I added a new attribute for size and then I saved all the sizes within here. So I clicked update here. And then on the front page, it didn't really work. Like I could see the new size and everything, but when I would go, it would say not available. And what I realized was I had to go into the old one. So the edit embroidery was already an attribute and color was already an attribute. And I had to update these after added the new attribute. And then that made it all work. Hopefully that made sense. So basically I added in a new attribute, I updated that, then go back into the other attributes and update them. And then it will update appropriately. Okay. And you can see that when I did that, it's like reloading all of this in the database. So so my guess is maybe what you were seeing was kind of an issue around there where like you added in an attribute and the other ones weren't saving. So that wasn't working or something. I'm not exactly sure. But while I'm talking to you anyway, one thing I wanted to show you was about prices and how once you have a ton of variations, so like in this case, we have 300 variations. So it's kind of overwhelming as far as prices, but there may be things you want to charge more or less for. So for instance, we might want to charge less for no embroidery and more for embroidery. So let's say that any t-shirt that has embroidery is $25, but we want to make any t-shirt without embroidery $22. Okay. So in order to do that, what you can do is go ahead and filter here. So I'm going to go to no embroidery and filter it. And now it's going to pull up only the options that have only the variations that have no embroidery, right? And it looks like there's 50 of them. So there's 20 pages of 2. So now I'm going to select, not 20 pages of 2. There's 2 pages of 25. Sorry. So when I just clicked select here, notice that it gives me several options. The first option is select the page of 25 because again, we have 50 total, but there's 25 on each page. And the second option is what I want, which is select all 50, right? Then so now I've selected every one of the 50 options that has no embroidery. Then I can go to quick update pricing and I can go to decrease list price. And what I say I was going to make it 22. So I'm going to say $3. Okay. Okay. So now notice I still have these selected. All the no embroidery options are now $22 instead of $25, which is perfect. So I'm going to clear this selection and I'm also going to clear this filter just so I can see. Okay, and it's still showing my no embroidery. But as soon as we get down to the white logo ones, so notice like this one is no embroidery, right? And it's 22. This one is pink logo and it's 25. So it did it exactly as we wanted, okay? And then hopefully this is gonna work. Okay. So it says $25. Let's pick no embroidery. Yeah, and it changed it to $22. Excellent. Okay, so if I'm missing something, a way that you're doing it, let me know, and I'm happy to go through that way and kind of see what's going on that way. But it does look like we can definitely have as many variations as you want to have. I don't think there's any limit at all, so that is good news. Okay,